It's time for the hashtag Colors of the Month challenge, and as promised in my Karin Brushmarker Pro unboxing video, I'll be doing this challenge in Karin markers for the foreseeable future. Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative, the Colors of the Month challenge put out by Marker Universe, which evolved from the Copic Colors 3 marker challenge, is a monthly 3-color art challenge we're all invited to complete using markers, paints, pencils, digital software, or whatever else we feel like using. This will be my first serious piece using the Karin Brushmarker Pro watercolor markers, so please forgive the technique mistakes you're about to see me making. I did 2 test pieces based on other simple demos I've seen before in my unboxing review video, and I've used a couple Karin markers in combination with several other brands of water-soluble marker products in an old scrawler box, but this is my first serious attempt at creating a full original piece using these markers as my paints. I'm still learning. I've chosen to do a toucan. I'm using cold press watercolor paper, pigment ink liner pens, and I'll be adding highlights at the end with a white gel pen. With the exception of the Copic multiliner I used to do the initial skinny guidelines, I tried to stick to only pens that Marker Universe sells, which is why all the thicker line work and solid black areas are done with a graphite brush liner, and the white gel pen selected is a Sakura jelly roll. Black and white, color mixing, and color dilution are always fair game in the Colors of the Month challenge, and we aren't even required to use all 3 featured colors. We're just not supposed to add other colors. Since I now have the full Karin Brushmarker Pro range, excluding the neon shades, obviously I have all 3 colors, so we're doing all 3. I'm going to talk about the colors selected and mention the exact colors Marker Universe recommends for the different brands they carry, and then I'll give my final thoughts on the piece I created. But first, I want to take a minute to mention something I'm really excited about. If you've been talking to me on a personal basis in the last couple of days, or if you saw my social media posts yesterday, then you already know I'm on the street team for Jenna Moressi's new novel, The Savior's Sister. For transparency, this is not a paid promotion. I am a volunteer member of the street team, but I will be getting the opportunity to read The Savior's Sister early and have the opportunity to win TSS merch for my efforts. Being totally honest, I'd do it just for the opportunity to get first-hand experience of launching a self-published book and helping out one of my favorite creators. I've been a huge fan of Jenna Moressi's channel here on YouTube and her books since the early days when her debut novel, Eve the Awakening, was fresh on the market. The Savior's Sister is book 2 in the Savior series and gives a different viewpoint on the events of book 1, The Savior's Champion. I'm re-listening to my audiobook copy of The Savior's Champion right now to get a refresher on all the little details and get excited about the characters again, because I plan to do lots of fan art as my contribution to the book's launch campaign. If you're familiar with the story, or if I can inspire you to pick up The Savior's Champion now, feel free to get your requests in now on which characters you'd like to see me draw first. This series is dark fantasy and romance and absolutely not YA. The premise of The Savior's Champion is that there has been peace and prosperity in the world ever since the first savior, a woman born of magic who rules the land and guarantees peace and prosperity with her magical nature. Every savior eventually gives birth to a single daughter, the next savior, and the reign continues. When the new savior turns 20, a competition is held, the Sovereign's Tournament, to determine which young man from the realm will wed the young savior and take his place as the next sovereign to rule at her side. The catch is that the Sovereign's Tournament is a deadly, month-long series of events that starts with 20 young men and ends with just 1 left alive. Most of these men enter for the glory of competing or for the chance to become the next sovereign. Tobias, the artist as he's known in the competition, entered to earn money for his family. Book 1, The Savior's Champion, is his story, the story of the men in the tournament. Book 2, The Savior's Sister, is the story of the savior herself and the women behind the scenes. I highly recommend reading The Savior's Champion if this is your type of novel and you haven't already, and if you have or you plan to, I also highly recommend reading The Savior's Sister when it's available. Release day is September 29th, and Amazon pre-orders for the Kindle ebook are open now. I'll keep everyone updated on order dates for other formats as those get announced. If you prefer audiobooks, as I mentioned, I am currently listening to the audiobook version of The Savior's Champion right now. It's available on audio through your Amazon account. If you're not sure you want to commit to the whole book, Jenna Moresi does publish sample chapters directly on her own website, so you can check that out as well. So yeah, super excited about that. I'll be doing lots of fan art in the coming weeks and months as my part in promoting the book. Let me know which characters you want to see me draw first. Alright, back to the colors of the month. This month's colors are an orange, a turquoise, and a light green. The Karin Brushmarker Pro color selection, which is what I'm using, are number 195 amber, number 654 turquoise, and number 210 apple. Other brand official suggestions for the orange are Krink Orange, Graphite and Grapho 2150 Mango, Chameleon OR3 Tangerine, Sakura Koi Orange, Winsor Newton Watercolor Cadmium Orange Hue, Winsor Newton Promarker 195 Amber, Tombow Dual Brush Pen 933 Orange, and Copic YR04 Chrome Orange. Other brand official suggestions for the turquoise are Krink Blue, Graphite 7145 Lagoon, Grapho 8180 Sequoia, Sakura Koi Viridian, Chameleon BG4 Aquamarine, Winsor Newton Watercolor Turquoise, Winsor Newton Promarker 654 Turquoise, Tombow Dual Brush Pen 407 Tiki Teal, and Copic BG07 Petroleum Blue. Finally, other brand official suggestions for the light green are Krink Yellow Green, Graphite 8240 Wasabi, Grapho 8260 Lime, Sakura Koi Ice Green, Chameleon YG3 Spring Meadow, Winsor Newton Watercolor Phthalo Green Yellow Shade, Winsor Newton Promarker 210 Apple, Tombow Dual Brush Pen 195 Light Green, and Copic YG06 Yellowish Green. As always, Marker Universe has also provided hex codes for color matching and digital art use, and I'll have those listed in the description along with the other colors. So what do I think of my piece and how it turned out? Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I did keep on managing to reactivate dried color when I wasn't trying to reactivate and had to keep on making corrections. For the most part, I'm okay with the changes I had to make to correct that, and I actually really like how saturated the splash of colors in the white on the toucan's breast ended up being, but I really wish the blue of the iris hadn't bled out into the orange pad around the bird's eye. I was able to clean it up and make it look intentional with black at the end, and fortunately the blue of the iris did dry down lighter than it was originally looking, so the effect is as striking as I intended. I just really wish I was able to leave more clean orange around the eye. I've done both Toko toucans and Atlantic puffins before, but it wasn't until this piece that I realized how visually similar they are if you ignore the actual shape of the beaks. Anyone else notice that? Tell me what you think of the piece or the markers in the comments down below, and let me know if you've ever tried the Colors of the Month challenge. You should try it. I love the creative challenge of a limited color palette. If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now, and if you're in the mood for something completely different, I've got a bonus video featuring art of a more three-dimensional flavor coming out tomorrow. I upload art content twice a week at minimum, every Tuesday and Thursday, and if you like living life creatively, whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye guys!